Okay guys, and thanks again. This is another video, of course, following my previous upload tutorial. Last I left, I just gave you guys like the basics, the 1-2 pointers. Of course, you will come across these in the tutorial, but of course I did expand and also give my own variation of what's what and what would be needed as well. As you could just see, I've been hard on my grind trying to make my city shine. But let's talk about the event, right? So of course it's very spectacular, I must say, for this event to occur. Of course the guys in the administration really know what they are doing and what they're up to. Especially if you are in need of, let's say, resources. Well, hey, this is exactly what you need. Military-wise, strategic moves, of course, should be made, making the most use of this event. So we opened it up, and right now we do have the competition section where, of course, you can also preview all the alliances rank 10. And let's just say that there are some extreme rewards high up in the rank. It is improved, and of course I do advise you guys to, of course, be within a suitable alliance um, earlier on within the game. Now, being a part of an alliance that has an established core, usually that would be affected by how soon you do create a city and, of course, build up your power and join. If we do go ahead to the left hand side and we click on ranking, of course, this is me here, Uzuchi. I am a Valhalla warrior, and yes, my alliance is placed 10th. Yay. But also, I'm not here to gloss over you guys. There are sections, I mean, where you do click, and also this is where you could browse upon the different alliances that are available. And let's say we click on number one, rampant rimmers. Right here, they would be able to tell you in this section if they are still recruiting alliances with different people, example the packs, or if they are open to recruit members. As we could see here, it is closed. But you would need to be within an alliance basically to, of course, partake in this event in totality basically, right? But this section is just very important here to also gauge your enemy's strengths as well, but we'll get on that later on. But I digress. Let's go back to the event. Okay, so nonetheless, we previewed the rewards for alliances. Of course, being a solo player as well, you can also get goodies. Now, let's take a look at the training grounds. So right here guys, this is my little formula. Just going to let you know right away that what you need to focus on is balance. Unfortunately, control and speed, they don't really have much emphasis right now. Don't copy this strategy, because you won't be getting the points that you are supposed to get. Basically the output, the score isn't it isn't favorable. Anyway, carrying on. So this section slot here, of course, is where you do get to place your units in. And as you could see, when you're just starting, you wouldn't be able to, like, let's say, get divine envoys or any special units. Let me just show you in the barracks. Right, so you see, you would get your divine envoy, you could get your happy, but these are favors, right, empowered solely. Now if we were to, let's say, train a whole entire flock of units, that would take too long, 9 hours really. And of course, let's go back. So what I'm saying here is when you click on this arrow, it actually shows you right here the training point that would be established per unit and the slot time limit per that unit. So it would take you an average amount of time, like you could see here, prior to your training over here being able to meet the required quota for you to of course level up your points. Now moving on, as you could see, gold is well, as you can see, gold is the means by which you could increase your score and benefit also. Now, like I am saying, if you are not a guy that likes to pay, like me, and likes free things, we'll get to how to get more gold. Um, Now, when you go to the ranking, of course, you'll see your alliance position, or you could see your position as a solo player. Of course, do not stress, do not worry, I've been there. It takes time for you to actually reach where you want to when you're just starting, especially if you started later than most. Um, you can pay for you to make up that gap if you have the kaching, but nonetheless, let's continue to the shop. So what I failed to say is that when you do participate in the competition, and of course there is a window, a 6 hour gap, which you could skip by paying 50 gold, but you can get an allocated amount of 50 points, depending on how high your score is, and then you go to the shop. Now it's always good, right, to go into the shop with whatever you've got. So the bottom left here, we have archers, hoplites, all your basic infantry military needs. Please don't hesitate to spend to obtain these units, which you could utilize in the training grounds, of course, to train your trainee, to get points, level them up, to input, and then go to the competition to get more by participating. Then of course you go back to the shop and you generate a bit more desired units. That's one way to do it. Of course, there is another way. And how do you do that? Well, we have our quest log. So when you activate your quest log, let's see. Okay, just making sure we're still on time. So alright, so over here we have our quest log. As a beginning player, what I do recommend for your strategy is basically to be aggressive. Now notice here they would have the option where you could choose to obtain the coins of wisdom or the coins of war. Coins of war, at times you would get this island quest where units would be available for you to obtain by completing them. Currently I don't have any coins of war missions that do provide units, but this is one way of course that you could get some more units to farm to enable you to fill in that slot so you could get something way better. Of course, that is very applicable, and I do advise everyone to proceed. Don't be stingy, it will come back tenfold. That's a great way to generate resources. And of course, in your inventory here, like you can see, gold is our main currency item, but you don't have to worry about increasing your inventory slots just as yet. We're just getting started, guys, and it's okay, don't worry. So once you've managed to do that, you've got a good grasp of this strategy. Of course, you would be able to cycle through everything. And guys, don't forget that you can increase your resources production as well. Now with me, I do say that resources are very much something needed, also especially when you're starting. Now why do you need resources? Don't forget, we also have to compete in the main game itself. Now this is just a means to improve, of course, your strength